What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Chain Opera AI today, COAI. It is the 31st day of October, and the last video I made was here at about like $7.40 on the 13th of October. I was talking about a dump that was going to come that likely would promote prices below $3, potentially as low as 50 cents or even lower down here at this area, right? How did we know this drop was going to come? We knew this drop was going to come because you came out in your first week of existence at a multi-billion-dollar valuation. Now that you're at something that's a little bit more appropriate, potentially $347 million, that's still a lot, right? You're brand new. You're a brand new project, and you're already up in the top 213. That's quite the accomplishment there. You know, you're still very expensive, but you've come down a lot. You definitely have come down a lot from your high to where you are now. 90% drop. You're definitely in buy the dip territory. Why? I believe this thing will see new all-time highs. If you're like me and you believe it'll see new all-time highs, then that means that from here you have a 12x guarantee, right? If it's going to see new all-time highs, 12x is a guarantee then, right? Nothing's a guarantee, but if you, like me, believe it will see a new all-time high, then a 12x is in the bag, right? Absolutely it is. Chain Opera's dumped a lot, and in my last video that I made, the only video that I made right here, I did say we could move up first to new all-time highs, but still inevitably we would go down. The reason why we knew it was going down, again, is because at those levels in price and market cap valuation, you were at a multi-billion, a $3 billion, almost a $4 billion market cap valuation at times, and you were brand new. Your first day of existence was September 25th. In less than a month's time, you saw a $4 billion valuation. That's not going to sustain itself. That's one thing and one thing only. That's a money grab. It's for people to sell. Isn't it interesting how the market cap hung out up here so long, but the price, if you're looking at it, I guess it looks the same. Okay, never mind. Never mind, it does look the same. I thought that it was going to look a little bit worse, but that's because we're looking at it on a daily time frame here, or maybe if we look at it at a 4-hour time frame, yeah, it looks similar. Anyways, I want to talk about where the price is going to go, what my thoughts are. You know, how did we accurately predict that the price is going to come down here? First and foremost, it's because of the market cap, and then secondly, how are we going to accurately predict the low as well, right? I'm going to be a genie in a bottle. Rub me the right way, and I'll give you what you want. Let's see, from a low to a high. Low to a high here, you can see that we are just around, but not quite there, to the golden ratio. We're almost there at the golden ratio, okay? If we take a relative low here to a relative high, our most significant pivot, you can also see that the golden ratio here, the golden extension, the 1.618, is right there above the 618. So something probably just below $1.63 is what I would expect, $1.63 or lower. It's quite possible that we do go lower than $1.63. We go down to $1.11. Something in this zone is very highly anticipated. You can see here you have your 1.618 just above the golden ratio here of the overall retracement from the low to the all-time high. You can also see that from this pivotal low here, from the low to high right there, the 1.886 is just under this level here. So I'm very confident that $1 and let's say $1.06 hold as support. I'm very confident that we do go below $1.62 though. Okay, here we are at $1.84. It's almost getting to be buying time. But what's great about this is that if you're looking to buy here, and you believe like I do that you'll see a new all-time high with this thing by the end of the cycle, that's a 12x in itself. But if the price goes down, let's say to the heart of this zone, right in the middle of this golden ratio area here, then that 12x turns into a 17, almost an 18x potential, right? So absolutely immaculate potential at these prices. At no point up here was I telling anybody to buy. In fact, I was telling everybody and their mother to stay the hell away, wait for the reckoning to come. Well, here it is. We're getting toward buying time. We're down 90% from the all-time highs. I mean, if you want to buy here, don't let me stop you. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But with that being said, from here, I am expecting, you know, something on the lines of like a 20% to a 40% drop still. So if you want to wait, you might not be upset with that. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom out. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. Looking at the RSI. Shout out to John from the last video that I made about COAI. He was calling me a scam and a fraud whenever I was telling people that it was going to go below $3. And, well, here we are. Here we are at $1.82. Shout out to you, John, because you just clearly only come around to spread FUD, but you never own it whenever I'm right, so I'll own it for you. Bullish divergence on the 1 hour RSI. We're going to own it well, man, yeah. I want to just say, too, speaking of owning it, and I'm bragging, I don't brag much about myself, but I have never, not a single time, been wrong about calling for a coin like this to drop. I've been wrong plenty of times, and I will be wrong plenty of times more, right? I'm not perfect. But with coins like this that come out with a multi-billion-dollar valuation in their first month, first week of existence, I've not once been wrong. I'm batting 1,000. I'm not bragging. It's a fact. It's a fact. I'm not lying. It's a fact. It's a 100% fact. I did the same thing with WLFI, with Trump Coin, with Pengu, with Hyperliquid, with I'm drawing blanks on some of these other ones too, but just so many coins that did this exact same with Aster. Everybody calls me dumb. Everybody hates me, but then the haters are gone, and nobody's here to appreciate it. I'm batting 1,000 with coins like this. I've never not once been wrong, ever, not once. This one could have proved me wrong, but nope, it didn't because well, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. I'll make a video talking about how obvious these coins are with their drops. The 1 hour or the 4 hour RSI sucks, man. Wow, I've never seen. Wow, this is crazy. You are genuinely just in a death spiral here. Sure, you might move up. You know, I don't feel confident in the short term stuff. Maybe, and this is where I could be wrong, right? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Maybe we'll go to 240. Maybe we'll go to 320. Hell, maybe you get a nice retracement. You go all the way back up to $5. But you'll find resistance at prior support and you'll move back down. I definitely believe you have lower to go. I'm not seeing any signals here that are suggesting a massive pump like that. I'm just saying you could go all the way up to $5 from here, and it doesn't matter. Who cares? You have lower to go. This sucks. These indicators suck, man. This looks sad. So really, the best analysis I could give you, the most proper form would be to take that low to high, to take this low to high, and then to tell you where the golden ratios are in proportion to that, and that is literally anywhere from $1.62 to $1.52, and potentially you could go a little bit lower. Sometimes we do. Maybe you go down to $1.06. At this point in time, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I don't believe that COAI goes below $1, but even if it does, which is fine, you'll find support around 50 cents. And I'll tell you what, I'm not buying this thing. I'm not buying this thing at all. Mainly because I think that there are other projects that are worth $344 million that have more potential, and we'll go over what the maximum potential is by the end of the cycle for sure by the end of this video. But I will buy if we're at 50 cents or lower. I'll sell everything and I'll just buy this because absolutely I think this thing has a lot of potential. At that point, you got a 50x potential just to get to new all-time highs. That would be a wild bit of volatility. I don't think we go all the way down there. I do think we hold support at the golden ratio. But looking at the current price, and let's just assume we're smart investors, okay? So we're not buying here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But let's say we buy at $1.63 or lower, but $1.63, that'd be my minimum, okay? You know, you're at $1.84 now. How much of a percentage drop would that be, just so we can have an accurate representation of the market cap? That'd be about a 10% drop. Let's just say 10% drop on 345 million. You got a $35 million drop, so you're at about 310 million. Let's say $310 million market cap. Okay, so a $310 million market cap from this level, or a lower market cap from a lower level. If we take this from a high to a low, and I'm putting it right at the golden ratio. Notice how the 1272 is your first target. That first target only gets higher the lower the price goes. Okay, so it only gets higher. So in a sense, I'm doing something you shouldn't do, which is forecasting a low before it happens. But we're doing it in a conservative way. We're taking the minimum target that we have assumed, right? So from that low, you have 29x potential. $46, 29x potential. Can you go all the way up to $116? Could you see a 71x potential? What would that be? Because a 10x from 310 million puts you at 3.1 billion. That's a 10x. We multiply that by 7, right? Yeah, you could see that. Yeah, you absolutely could see that. COAI, maybe we do have to buy this thing. You have 7. That's pretty good potential, and that's your golden extension there. Wouldn't it be perfect to find support at your golden extension from this retracement, and then that overall retracement's golden extensions at the 71x level at $116? Psychological resistance at $100 there. Wouldn't it be perfect to find resistance there? You could go higher. You know, if you were to see 100x from a $31 billion market cap, or sorry, from a $310 million market cap, that would give you a $31 billion market cap. That's achievable. That is achievable. When are these tokens going to get unlocked, though? When's the unlock happening? Because your market cap can get to a $30 billion market cap level, but is that going to represent the price appropriately with these unlocks? You really are, you're just unlocking consistently. The massive unlocks happen in September of 2026. So yeah, I think that you can. I really do think that you can COAI by the end of this cycle. You could, as crazy as it is, you could go all the way up to prices that are above $200, maybe even $300. It's completely viable. But let's stay grounded. Let's stay focused. You know, I think 46 to 116 is an appropriate area to assume right now. Let's see how you do in the coming months. Okay. I got nothing else. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to the haters. Shout out to the haters, man. I had one guy, if you guys are curious, I had one guy, maybe you're not curious, but I'm just going to say it anyways. When I was calling for this, the last video that I made, I literally said, I'm like, we could go to new all-time highs first and then go down. I'm like, could we go above 20 bucks? It could happen. And then we move down. I wouldn't be surprised. I think I even literally said $21 in that video. And then I had one guy at the top saying, well, now that we've moved up, even if it does go down to where you're talking about, you're still wrong. So you can't say that you're right. That's BS, because I literally said to whoever you are, sir, I don't even remember your name, whoever you are, I literally said we could go to new all-time highs and then that we'd come down. I was absurdly confident throughout this whole range that we'd come back down. I was telling everybody in the crypto space to stay away, while everybody in the crypto space was telling you that this was the biggest, newest coin to invest in. Obvious money grab, stay away. And the people who told you to buy this coin, maybe stay away from them too. Maybe they're not the best influences on new investors, impressionable people. Shout out to the haters. Love the haters. I can't wait. I'd be curious. I'd be curious if any of you haters out there have anything to say on this video. I want to see the comments. I really do. I'm very curious. We'll see. You tend to shut up whenever the price goes exactly where I'm calling for it to go. But some of you are tenacious, and I like the tenacious ones. You guys are more funny because it doesn't really matter. At that point, you're just saying nonsense, and we both know it's nonsense, but you have like a kind of humor about your insults, and I'm kind of curious. But some people might watch this at this point in time and be like, man, he's really letting the haters get to him. I trust me, I'm not. I can't really explain what I'm doing here, but let's just say that this is a well thought out effort for engagement. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.